Hello, ladies and gentlemen. What is up? It's your boy, Spooky Noodles. And first of all, before I hop into this book mail video, I just want to say, how about them Lions? Yeah, Lions are doing pretty good this season. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I kind of predicted it. Although I did predict that we'd start 0-2, but I did have us winning like 12 or 13 games. So, yeah. But, I mean, it is too early. Injuries can happen and shit like that. You never know what can happen in this league. But, honestly, I'm liking what the Detroit Lions are doing. But, anyways, I'm just like a little excited from Thursday's game because, wow, what a game. I can't really watch football today. I'm having trouble with my YouTube TV and my card. I don't know what's wrong with my card. It's not working anywhere. I don't get it. I have to call them on Monday, but whatever. Anyways, I'm here with a book mail. I have 3 books. Well, technically 4, but it's one book with 2 stories in it, so take it as you will. So the first book we got is The Crucifixion Experiments by Gord Rollo. And also, this is the one I was talking about. There's a thing at the back by Gene O'Neill called The Blue Heron. We got some herons in here in Michigan. I hear them like do their pterodactyl cries in the field over there. So yeah, I hear them every morning usually. I woke up a little late today, so I probably didn't hear them, but whatever. Anyways, no synopsis since they got this on the back and then this on the back. So maybe there's a synopsis on the inside. I don't know. This is from Dark Regions Press from 2013. Yes, I could have bought the newer version of Gord Rollo's Crucifixion Experiments, but I mean, come on, look at this cover. And you get a bonus story by Gene O'Neill on the back. That's pretty nice. But look at this, the Crucifixion Experiments. That is a dope ass cover. I like it. It's cool. Anyways, yeah, I don't really know what these books are about. They don't really have a synopsis. Oh wait, no, that's not it. Hold on. Just trying to see if there's a synopsis somewhere around here. No, it's chapter 1. Anyways, yeah, cool looking book. I'm excited to own it. I love Gord Rollo's writing. And now I haven't read much by Gord Rollo, but there's just something about his writing that really what's the word? I don't want to say encapsulates. Obviously, that's not the word I'm looking for. It really like pulls me in, it sucks me in, and I get very into what's going on. His dialogue's pretty good. I really like Gord Rollo's writing. The Crucifixion Experiments was something I wanted to read a long time ago, but I never got around to buying. Then I saw this cover, and I was going to buy the other one, but when it says you get a Gene O'Neill story on the back, a free story with the story you wanted to initially buy, I was like, hell yeah. And the cover's cool too, so I had to go get it. So yeah, sorry Gord Rollo if you don't make money off that book anymore, but I really like that cover and stuff. So yeah, anyways, next book we have, I bought the I think it's Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing. I bought their book Lost Films, I think, and it's upstairs right now. I plan on reading it over a period of time. I'm kind of reading Gord Rollo's Crimson right now, very slowly, but still I'm reading it. But I want to read like a short story here and there in that Lost Films book. This is Lost Signals, and that covers I like that cover actually. Sorry, I've been sick for a while now, and I've been sucking in snot up my nose like all day. But anyways, this is Horror Transmissions. It has an introduction by World Fantasy Award winner Scott Nicole. And it's featuring authors such as Matthew B. Bartlett, T.E. Grau, Joseph Bathwaite Jr., Josh Mallerman, David James Keaton, Tony Burgess, Michael Paul Gonzalez, George Cotronis, Betty Rocksteady, really cool name, Christopher Slatsky, Amanda Hard, Gabino Iglesias, Dyer Wilk, Ashley Sherman, Matt Andrew, H.F. Arnold, John C. Foster, Vince Darkangelo, Regina Solomon, Joshua Chaplinsky, Damian Angelica Walters, Paul Michael Anderson, and James Newman. James Newman's a big one, too. I was thinking earlier Josh Mallerman's pretty big, but James Newman's huge. So, I mean, I think Josh Mallerman might be bigger when it comes to, like, fame. But in my heart, James Newman is really great. So, oh, it has images in here? Never mind. Hold on, let me see that. I want to see that image. Ooh, pretty stuff. Anyways, these books caught my interest because lately I've been into lost media. And this isn't exactly lost media, but it kind of is. Lost signals. I'm looking at it like I hope there's one story in here, at least one, that is UFO related, you know, like a broadcast, like, oh, what was that movie with the where it's set in like the 50s or something, and there's like this radio the radio station, and then there's this UFO that goes over the town, and then at the end it abducts the two people. I forget what the movie was called, but man, that was a great movie. Anyways, I'm hoping that they have a story like that in this anthology. I doubt they will for some reason, but I mean, when you think of like radio signals and stuff, like one of the coolest stories I could think about writing would be about aliens coming in and ruining your broadcast, you know? But I am looking forward to reading this. I'm obviously going to read it probably like later after I finish Lost Films. But anyways, Lost Signals. Perpetual Motion Machine Publishing, which is a long mouthful. All right, next and lastly, we got Night of the Pumpkin Man by Jack Beaumont. Boom. All right. Let me read the back for you guys, because this is the only one with a freaking synopsis. All right, here we go. Summers Cove, Alabama, 1914. A small town is besieged by the frightful, mysterious, and powerful entity known as the Pumpkin Man. His first visit to Summers Cove led to murder, mayhem, and chaos. Now in 2015, a new mayor has taken over Summers Cove, and he has changed everything, including the rituals that once kept the Pumpkin Man resting in peace. What? How dare they? 101 years later, the Pumpkin Man is back again and out for vengeance against the small town. Can the mayor and a small group of reluctant heroes overcome their disbelief and their fears in order to defeat the Pumpkin Man once again before he completely destroys the city? How many in Summers Cove will die this time? Guessing someone's gonna die. Anyways, there's the Pumpkin Man! Night of the Pumpkin Man! And, this book is not that long, I don't think. And the font's pretty big. But, I had the page, and then my freaking thumb just wanted to let go. Okay. This book comes in at 240 pages. Jack Beaumont, I wonder if he has a picture in the back here of him. I doubt it, but, you know, you never know. Like, about the author? Nah, he doesn't. Only famous people get their pictures in the back of books. But But yeah, this looks like some pretty fast-paced chapters. Alex McVeigh did the cover? Oh, I did not know that was Alex McVeigh. That does not look like an Alex McVeigh cover. Maybe I'm thinking of someone else. But anyways, Zach McCain did the text layout. The characters, places, and event... whatever, I don't read that stuff. Kingsway Press. This book is dedicated to my love of my life. The one and only one who could ever hold my heart. You know who you are. Oh, that's nice. Anyways, what is up? I am back after that book mail video. And, wow. Honestly, if there's one book that I'm most excited out of that bunch, I'd probably give it to The Crucifixion Experiments by Gord Rollo. Even though I know it's probably not fully horror, it's mostly like crime thriller, I believe. I still really want to dive into it because Gord Rollo's writing there's only a few authors where their writing pulled me in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not usually like what do you want to say? I don't usually get like celebrity eyes. Like, I don't get faint when I see a celebrity or someone famous or anything. But when I read someone's writing and it pulls me in, like just by their writing itself and nothing not even their storytelling is doing it. It's their writing, you know? That's when I know I found an author that I can really enjoy. It's only happened to me a few times, like with Ronald Kelly. But Gord Rollo, wow. His book Peeler was sorry about that. My phone was low battery. Gord Rollo's book, Peeler, was an extreme horror short based. It was a story that I think the characters from that story are from a novel he wrote called Strange Magic. So, I think, I could be wrong. I could even be wrong about the novel title, but, yeah. Gord Rollo also has a lot of other books out there, like Jigsaw Man, you know, Crimson, like I said before, that's what I'm currently reading. But, wow, Gord Rollo just has a way of writing. There's only a few authors that have done that for me, like Ronald Kelly, like I said before. I'm trying to think of other writers. John Wayne Caminali's another one whose writing and storytelling just sucked me in. But mostly I don't know what it is about his writing. He's a cool dude. I like the way he speaks, you know. So when I read his writing, it just blew me away, you know. That was one of those where I was very impressed with the writing. And like I said, I don't really have to explain the Ronald Kelly thing, do I? Ronald Kelly has it all, you know. He's like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good analogy here, and it's getting me stressed out because I can't. It's hard to just put into words how great Ronald Kelly is. But I don't know. He has like a certain Benesquake wow or whatever the fucking word is. He's really good, you know. I'm trying to remember who that famous person who's really good at everything was. They always say his name, like he's a young blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I can't ever remember the name. Oh, by the way, guys, see this tattoo? And see this naked-ass arm? This naked-ass arm is going to get a tattoo one day, soon. I'm planning it for next year. I'm going to plan a tattoo. It's going to be a book-themed tattoo. And I think I pretty much already decided what I want to get, but I'm kind of been battling with these two ideas, and I'm not going to tell you what they are. Well, actually, I will tell you what they are, because I would like your insight on it, but at the same time, I don't really give a shit what you think. I'm going to get whatever tattoo I want is what I mean. Obviously, I will consider y'all's input, especially if it's valid, but these two books mean a lot to me, and I liked them a lot. And Fear obviously is my favorite book of all time. That's why I got it tattooed on me, and then I got the semicolon above it, which actually means something. I think I don't think I realized that I did it when I did it, but then when I grew up, I was like, yeah, you know what? The reason why I put Fear right next to my semicolon is because fear is one of those things that saved my life. And if you don't know what the semicolon tattoo is for, It is for suicide, basically, preventive suicide awareness. But it's semicolon means it's when you wanna, like, when an author uses a semicolon, it's when they want to end a sentence, but they decide to continue it. Basically, there's a better way of saying that. I've read it on the internet, and that's why I was inspired to get it. But because I'm an author and I am a suicide survivor, so I guess you can't say a suicide survivor, but I attempted my own life, basically, is what I'm saying. Because you can't, so suicide is indefinite, you die from suicide. So I was a suicide attempt a survivor. There you go, survivor. Anyways, that's why the two tattoos are right next to each other. But on this naked ass arm, I'm going to probably either get see, this is my thing. I'm going to get both of these tattoos eventually, no matter what. But I don't know which one to get first. I don't know which one should be more prominent. Because whatever one I put on that arm is going to be more prominent, obviously, because it will be on. But you know what? I know what I'm going to do, but at the same time, I just want your guys' input, I guess. I don't know. But at the same time, I'm going to do what I want to do. You know what I mean? So I'm going to get either the Traveling Vampire Show by Richard Lehman. I want to get the, not pamphlet, but the poster that says the begulling Valeria or whatever her name is. I'm blanking on the name at the moment. It's actually, there's a good image of it in I think a Cemetery Dance edition of the book. I think I own it. I'm not really sure. It's one of my favorite books of all time. It's probably my second favorite coming of age story. Well, I don't really know that. There's been a lot of coming of age stories that have come afterwards that have topped it. I think, maybe. I know Ronald Kelly's Fear topped Richard Lehman's The Traveling Vampire Show at one point. But at one point, The Traveling Vampire Show was my favorite book of all time. And it's a coming-of-age story, which I love. If you don't know anything about me, I'm huge into coming-of-age stories. Maybe it's because some of my best years of my life were when I was coming of age. When I was younger. Those were the best days of my life, from, I want to say, 8 years old all the way to 14. Those were probably the best years of my life. A lot of shit happened during those years too, but when it comes down to it, I have more fond memories than I do bad memories of those times. And I love to relive them, I love to relive those times. I miss being a kid, it's just one of those things we all have to go through. And coming of age stories just really connect with me. Plus, when the victims are children, there's an aspect to it where no one's going to believe them. You know what I mean? A kid comes up to you, says there's this monster trying to kill everybody, and it's just their imagination, right? They got a wild imagination. There's been a couple murders in the town, so now they're making up monsters and stuff, shit like that. That's not just kids being kids, No one believes fucking kids. This is a little rant. So, and that is probably something that I really connect with. I no one believed me as a kid when I said some of the strange things that I saw, and heard and, knew about and went through. So, yeah. But coming of age stories mean a lot to me, hence why the Traveling Vampire Show will get eventually tattooed on my arm. I think I want to get it tattooed on my upper arm here. Sorry that I have big ass arms, but sorry, not sorry. I'm gonna get the poster right here on this upper arm right here, and then right here, right on this beautiful nude spot, I'm going to get myself a Modern Hysteria tattoo. And if you don't know what Modern Hysteria is, it's by Aaron Beauregard. Not really sure how to say his name because he says it Beauregard, but when I see it written out, my brain wants to say Beauregard. So I'm not really sure how to say it. Obviously, if he's saying Beauregard, it's probably Beauregard. And plus, Beauregard makes more sense because he's a horror author. Anyways, I know it's a fake name, but whatever. I'm pretty sure it's not his real name. But Nicholas Gray is not really my real name. So, you know what I mean? Actually, Nicholas is my first name, for sure. So the Nicholas part is real. I am Nick. Hi. My last name, though, actually derives from my mom. I will get my name changed one day, but for now, I don't have the money for that, to do that legal stuff. So I'm just gonna stick with my original OG name. But my mom's last name is actually, actually her last name, her maiden name was Kufta, but she was adopted as a young kid. And when she was young, before her mother died and her dad left at a young age. So her mom was a single mother and raised her. And wow, my mom's story is crazy. I love my mom's story. She's one of the biggest underdogs there is, you know. Hearing my mom's story almost makes me tear up sometimes because, wow, what she's been through, losing everyone at such a young age, rising from those ashes and being one of the greatest appraisers this game has ever seen, the appraising game. And seeing where she's at now, it fucking sucks. You know what I mean? To have to go through so fucking much in your life just to get to where you're at now. It's sad. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong. My mom's overcome a bunch of shit and a bunch of adversity, a bunch of it, you know. She's had it all handed to her. She's dealt a horrible hand. She just found out she has to get her stomach removed because she has like an 85% chance at stomach cancer. My mom is a fucking soldier. But I'm getting off topic here, but I just wanted to shout out my mom real quick. She's a great person. I'm gonna find out if I had to get my stomach removed soon, which is life altering for sure. My mom's a little older, so of course she's considering not getting her stomach removed, but at the same time, you know, she don't want to go out like that. That would be such a horrible way to end her underdog story. You know what I mean? Stomach cancer, I read, is one of the most painful cancers you can get. I think brain cancer is the only one that really tops it, but I could be wrong. And I'm not really sure about testicular cancer. I feel like you'd become numb, so it doesn't really hurt that much. But at the same time, I don't know. I never had it. I've only had Hodgkin's lymphoma and maybe a threat of stomach cancer in my future if I have this special gene. But I'm not thinking I do, because when it comes to my dietary needs, I have I lean towards my mom's side of things with my stomach. So I'm gonna probably have this gene. And if I do have this gene, you know your boy's getting the stomach removed because I don't want cancer again. I've been through it, don't want to do it again. Now, of course, stomach cancer is far different than Hodgkin's lymphoma, but you know what, cancer sucks. And my form of cancer was stage 3B, which is basically almost bones. Like, I almost had it go to my bones. Very close. We did a bone marrow test. They tested the bone marrow, and God, that bone marrow test hurt like fuck. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. I'm sorry. What was I talking about? Coming of age stories. You know, my mom had one of the greatest coming of age stories. You know, her mom died when she was like 16 years old, I think, or 17, and her mom's boyfriend at the time adopted her. Wow. And so she has, well, I'm not going to say her last name, but I think I might have already did, though. I don't know. But she has, let's just say her last name's K right now, and I was thinking about using that last name as my pen name. But when I came down to it, I just thought Gray would make for a good last name, and that was my grandpa's name, I guess you could say. He was never really my grandpa because I never met him, but and he ditched my mom, you know, what a pussy. But anyways, he went to California, found another woman, impregnated her, and had a happy life. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, I'm taking his name though. My mom lived with the name. She was mocked for the name. She was called Gay Gray all the time, and it was just horrible. But anyways, I went with Gray instead of that. But anyways, that was the long freaking trip. I think that was like 8 minutes just to get to that point. Anyways, coming of age stories, I love. Modern Hysteria, though, is a tattoo I've been wanting to get for a while now. And what can I say? Modern Hysteria is one of those books, man. I don't think it was meant to touch my heart. I don't think it was meant to touch anyone's heart, actually. But because of the subject matter at hand, suicide, you know your boy's gonna have connections. How about that? And I felt for these characters, and I love the storyline. There's nothing like the cover suggests that there's like this entity who can walk out of computers and kill you, like some urban legend. It's sort of like that, but nah, it's not. See, the urban legend part's real, but there's no like special ghosts or internet monster. There's nothing like that in Modern Hysteria. It's all like real shit that happens. In fact, they even talked about what was her name? They referenced the girl who told her boyfriend to go kill himself, basically. It gave him how, like, the playbook to how to kill yourself. Told him to do it or else. The horrible lady, she's out of prison now. I forget what her name is. There's a Skin song based on it. The song goes, go in your truck and drive into a parking lot. Do it early, do it now. Do it early, do it now. Go in your truck. Go and just park and sit there in your car. Take 20 minutes. It will take 20 minutes. Really good song. God, what was it called? Anyways, I'll probably find out later and then I'll post it in here. Or I'll forget and not do it. But anyways, there's a Skin song based on it and it sounds like that. And if you want to look it up, you can go look it up and then you'll know who I'm talking about. But anyways, you guys probably know who I'm talking about though. So you'll probably just comment it below. If you are interested in doing that, that'd be awesome. If you even made it this far, that'd be awesome. But Modern Hysteria, great book. Sorry, I almost teared up during my mom's little history lesson. But yeah, Modern Hysteria has to deal with suicide, and I've suffered with suicide ideation for all my life, honestly. Like when I say all my life, I literally mean all my life. I attempted suicide at I think 7 or 8 years old. I tried to jump off the balcony because I was depressed. I think it was the night that I was supposed to go to karate class and my mom was like forcing me to go. And I was trying to tell her that I don't want to go. You know, I'm stressed. I'm not happy. This is not, if I explained that to her, she would have understood. But I was not very good at communicating at that age. I mean, I just learned how to speak when I was like 4 years old. So, you know, it was rough. But, so I only had like 4 years of experience of talking at that point. So maybe even less. But I didn't know how to communicate very well. And instead of that, I felt like this was so too much to deal with. I didn't want to deal with it. And immediately my first reaction was suicide. And that's literally how it is to this day. That's how it is. I will get stressed out to the point where I feel like there's no way out. And then I attempt suicide. I plan it too. It's bad. But yeah, that's my brain always does that. It's just learning how to combat it and taking medicine and other things, you know, therapy. But I'm doing great now. Sorry. I know this sounds like a really sad thing, but it's not a sad thing. I've almost talked for 30 minutes now, so I should end this video soon, but I'm getting those tattoos next year, or a tattoo next year, just one maybe. One. See, I don't know if I want to change the Modern Hysteria thing, like to my upper arm and my forearm. See, I know what I want. I just need to find the placements for it. Like, would it be cool to have like a coming of age arm, like forearm on this one, and then the coming of age on this forearm, or would it be cool to have the modern hysteria one here, and then the poster from the coming of age book? Did I actually show? My bad. Right here. What do you guys think? The placements is literally all I need to figure out for my tattoos, and then I'm getting them. Well, saving up for them and then getting them. Gotta find an artist that will do it. Metal Moon is one of my favorite tattoo places because their owner's very cute and pretty and really good at what she does. She did the semicolon and she did my heartless tattoo. This guy at Metal Moon did the fear tattoo. And I'll probably go to him again. I think his name was Steve. He was really good and kind, and I think I've been holding the microphone with my hand this whole time, so hopefully you guys were able to hear me, because I've been holding the mic with my palm, so my bad. So if this whole video is mute, I'm gonna be so fucking pissed. But anyways, there might be another mic installed on this phone somewhere, so it might have not just been the one mic at the bottom of the phone, but whatever. Anyways, this has been a book mail video. I forgot that's what I was doing. It's a book mail video. We got Night of the Pumpkin Man, Lost Signals, and Crucifixion Experiments. Oh, and The Blue Heron by Gene O'Neill. And the other one's by Gord Rollo. And the Night of the Pumpkin Man is by Jack Beaumont. I was born at Beaumont Hospital. That's where that last name reminds me. See, sorry, my hands are shaky and I'm like bouncing my leg. Beaumont is where I was born, and they fucked up big time because they crushed my skull as a baby, which caused so many issues to this day. I mean, look at this jaw problem I have. One side is totally different than the other. If you look closely, I know most of you don't care, but this side is like straight down, whereas this side has a big fucking bump. You know what I mean? That's TMJ. They crushed my skull and it fucked up my jaw big time. To this day, it's fucked up. And I'm actually I had a oral surgeon tell me that my TMJ is the worst he's ever come across, and it's not even close. He said. You know how fucking bad that is? That is fucking terrible. I'm like, wow, what a fucking life. Like, my mom thought she had a big underdog story, and she does have a big underdog story, but what a fucking underdog story I've been going through myself, you know? What an underdog story. I'm not saying I'm the best person alive. I've made mistakes, but I am an underdog, and that's why I always cheer for the underdogs. Hence why I cheer for Detroit. Now, I wasn't a sports fan when I was younger. I was a nerd. I liked video games, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I tried to get into Magic the Gathering at one point. Pokemon, I was a little bit too old for, but at the same time, I just miss Pokemon. I played the video games, but I did not play the card game. But anyways, I did a lot of stuff as a kid, nerdy stuff. Like, I had an N64, I think was my first console, maybe PlayStation 2. I don't know, one of those two. Anyways, I think it was 64. Whatever came first is what I had first. I think it was the 64. Anyways, off topic, sorry, I haven't had my Adderall yet. What was I talking about? Shit. I'm gonna have to age restrict this. Lou, don't bark. But, okay, we're gonna have to start a new conversation now, but, because, I was talking about Pokemon for some reason, Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Oh, I didn't grow up a sports fan. It was actually, I've always been an underdog fan. I liked underdogs. I just love the underdog, you know? There's just something about the underdog that I enjoy. And I know Detroit, not even the teams, Detroit itself is an underdog. The building I work for now in Pontiac is an underdog. Like, the underdog story of Amazon and Pontiac is awesome. But anyways, underdogs are my thing. And when my first NFL season came, I think I started watching the Lions during the 2008 season. I was pissed off for the Lions because everyone said we were going to go 0-16, and they were right. We went 0-16. The only other team to do that is the Cleveland Browns, which is the second worst team in the league. I would say the first worst team in the league now, but Lou's asking for food. But anyways, I think Detroit is great this year. Anyways, I'm always for the underdogs, and that's hence why I became a sports fan of Detroit. It helps when you live in Michigan. Even though when I started watching football, I think I wasn't in Michigan anymore. I believe I was in Texas. And so there was no point of me actually liking those sports. Like my first ever sports moment was when my dad's friend came into our house and I was watching football all bored and he was like, he saw that and wanted me to be interested in sports. So he said, I bet you that Mrs. Demanding. This is Mrs. Demanding. She's demanding food. She's like, get off your fucking phone and feed me. Feed me. Feed me. Feed me. Oh, feed me. Feed me. My belly is empty. My belly is empty. Okay, sorry about that. When your dog wants attention, you gotta give him attention. Right, James? Right, James? Oh, he's such a pretty dog. He's Twinkle Toes. Hey, Twinkle Toes. Hey, Twinkle Toes. You wanna go outside? James is like, it's cool, it's going outside. I'll go outside. Okay, hold on 1 second. I became a fan of underdogs, pretty young, but underdog stories are my thing, you know? I just don't know why. There's something good about an underdog story, and coming of age stories are basically that. I mean, no one believes in kids when it comes to these serious matters. They're making it up. It's their wild imagination. They're just children. They couldn't have actually experienced something that young because people don't experience shit that young. That's what adults fucking think. But kids go through a whole bunch of shit that they can't comprehend yet. You know what I mean? They're just learning how to comprehend all this shit. So it's like one of those things. Like, kids are like the ultimate underdog. And I think I finally wrapped around here. Yeah, kids are the ultimate underdog story. And they're not strong yet. Like, they haven't met their peak in strength. They haven't grown anything yet. They got nothing. They're kids, and they're going up against this life-altering thing, like in Ghoul by Brian Keane. They're going against a ghoul who lives under the cemetery or some shit like that, and this kid who's already being sexually abused by his mother. Now, we're not gonna get into it, but he freaking has to go against this ghoul. Now, where I don't like Ghoul is what happens to these characters, but I really don't think they should have. They did one character very dirty, and it might be the character I'm talking about, but honestly, it's like that, kids are always the underdogs, no one believes a child, lambs eat ivory is what they say. That means lambs just are gullible, and that's what kids are. They're gullible. They'll believe in their imagination, that shit, you know what I mean? But yeah, them always going up against an entity like Pennywise and Stephen King's It. That is the definition of fear right there, that monster. And it's kids facing their fears and becoming grown-ups. Well, maybe not grown-ups, but they're coming of age. And yeah, it's just something I adore a lot, hence why I have a coming-of-age collection that is huge. It fills a whole shelf, and it's actually 2 rows, then there's books stacked on the rows, and then there's books in front of the rows, and it's all in this glass shelf that I keep upstairs in my room. And I adore coming of age stories, and it's probably because I had my childhood stolen from me. But my coming of age years were some of my best. Um, it ended the day I think I had sex. Because man, I at that point I became a teenager and everything was downhill in my teens. Everything. I hated my teens. It was some of the worst times of my life. Um, so that's probably why I love coming of age stories. They're my favorite. That's what I love to write as well, which is why I'm currently writing a coming of age shark story, but I kind of took a break. I have a lot of stuff to do with the publishing company. I have people wanting to pull their stories from me, and it's getting really frustrating to the point where I'm almost considering giving up and letting someone else take the reins. But I feel like that's giving up, and I don't do that. I don't give up. But at the same time, I've been so flaky. I haven't had the money. I haven't had the time. I haven't had the energy. It's just been horrible, and I took too many things on at once. It's rough. I have one anthology where I have to pay 10 authors or 10 or 15 authors $10, and that kind of accumulates. The other anthology is even worse though. I have like 7 to 12 authors I gotta pay now that each will make $30 from a story, and I'm supposed to be paying these authors since summertime, and I'm so fucking delayed in everything. It's just so fucking stressful, and and then with the news about the stomach cancer and needing to possibly remove my stomach, just knowing my mom and sister have to do it is already a burden on my brain. But then you got all this other shit, and it's just starting to accumulate. Then I got stress at work, which hasn't been even the biggest stressor. Back in the day, work was the biggest stressor, and there was all the shit on the side. Now it's all the shit on the side is taken up front, and the work stress is last, but there's still work stress. Like, for instance, I'm a learning ambassador. I hate it. I love doing retrains because I feel like I'm a happy face, a happy, smiling, nice person that comes to you after you've been disciplined. And no one likes being disciplined, and they immediately become defensive when I arrive for a retrain. But then I explain to them how this isn't what they think it is. It's not a big deal. Yes, you have to improve whatever it is you have to improve. There's a quality and a productivity retrain and quality retrain. So it depends on what they have to do. If it's a quality, they just need to learn what they need to do better. If it's a productivity, usually it's because they're on their phones in the bathroom, not taking a shit and not giving a shit, and they take too long to get back to their station, hence idle time. But anyways, I love retrains. I love working with people, my coworkers, especially the coworkers I know that are going to stick around and have been there for a while. So I love meeting people. I love talking to people, which is something I rarely do at my job these days. But I hear my dogs barking, so I'm going to go grab them. But my point is that I love my job, but it's still creates stress where, like, learning ambassador, hold on. Sorry about that. Dogs were barking at somebody, and I had to go grab them. Then they came in and started barking at the mailwoman. Or do you still call them mailmen if they're a woman? Does the male kind of replace the woman part or the wall part? I don't really know. But I don't know if mailman's a title or if mailman is just a not derogatory. You know what I mean? Anyways, I almost called a mailman a derogatory term. Anyways, I'm back. I guess I'm going to call this book mail, and whatever number book mail this is. Then I'm going to type in the long ass line thing. I forget what they're called. Title, I don't know, breaks. I don't know. I don't really know what they're called. Anyways, and then I'm going to put it, and a long ass chat. But anyways, what was I talking about before I was rudely interrupted? Sorry, my dog started drinking out of the toilet and I got thirsty too. I'm just kidding. Well, sort of. That's not exactly how the order of the events happened, but anyways. My work has a lot of stresses. I don't like being a tour guide. I did not sign up to be a tour guide. I signed up for being a learning ambassador. I want to train people. I want someone else to do the tour guide shit. I'm not a tour guide. I hate being a tour guide. If I knew that was part of the job, I wouldn't have done it because I have social anxiety. I can work one-on-one all day. I love working one-on-one. I can have everyone in a little huddle and talk to them about shit. Sure, I breeze through things, but when we get on station, that's where I shine. You know what I mean? When I can do one-on-ones, talk to the person one-on-one, when they're not joking around with the other people, when they're not distracted by the other people, that's where I shine. I suck at I don't know, it feels like you throw on an act when you do tour guide. And I don't know, it's just not me. I don't like tour guiding. I don't like it at all. Even though I love Amazon, you know, I'm not a fucking tour guide. And I'm garnering these responsibilities like fucking crazy at work. And I'm not getting a fucking raise. Now I did just get a raise. Everyone got a raise. It was a pay bump. And that's not what I mean though. There's not even a tier 2. And this is what I think happened. This is my conspiracy theory. I think learning ambassadors were tier 2. Yes, they made more money than other people, but people started degrading the job, thinking the job didn't, like belittling the job, and they decided to take tier 2 out, remove it entirely. And I think there was other people on that tier 2 as well, not only learning ambassadors, but I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure that learning ambassadors were tier 2. And now they're back to tier 1. Making the same amount of money. Like, why would you even pick up this I wouldn't even call it it's like a career path, sure, but it's not a promotion at all, you know? They make it out to be a promotion. It's just an excuse to not pick. That's all it is. And I like picking. So it's stupid, you know? I'm picking up more responsibilities. I have to teach people how to do this fucking job. And you're telling me you can't pay me just a little bit more than what I already previously made? That's fucking bullshit, man. Bullshit. But whatever. That's my work stress. Also, I get sent to damage land a lot. And when I come back to my picking, I guess you could say, I get on my RSAW station, and that's what they call them, and I have so many pod gaps because I've just gone to damage land, and that decreases my average. And I think it doesn't take out my what do you want to call it? I can still pick. It's just like, I think it's because shut up, Lou. Shut up. I think it's no. Let me crank your. It's the neighbor. Shut up. Sorry. I love you. Oh my God, Lou. Be nice. What the hell was I saying? Fuck. I got distracted. Anyways, I'm not a tour guide at Amazon, and I get sent to damage land a lot, and it affects my pod gaps. I get these wicked pod gaps, and I still get these pod gaps. I am the best. Well, it's debatable, but I am close to being the best Amazon picker in this building. It could be even in the district for all I know. I haven't wanted to test that theory because I can on the FC Games thing. There's an FC Games which it tracks your productivity and time, and it gives you these little mini games where you collect points for no fucking reason other than to get your stat line up, which is fucking stupid. But I think you should win like costumes and stuff for your online Pecky thing. But that's just me. I think that's the thing I should put in the suggestion box. But anyways, Yeah, every time I go to Damage I come up and it affects my rate. And rate is the most important thing. You get fucking like Phoenixes of the Weeks, at your building, which is fucking cool. And it counts for something because on your thing, you get a shout out on your app. And the more you get, the more you can show this to your fucking, our freaking managers. And they will see this and be like, you know what? You've been the Phoenix of the Month so many fucking times. We're going to give you a promotion. And then you go up a career path. That's my problem. That's my biggest stress. Do I have a career path at this fucking building? Do I have a future at this building? I don't know. Can I have a future at this building? I don't know. Because I don't know personally if I can do some of these things. But I want the opportunity. You know what I mean? I want to be a PG. Now, can I do PG? I didn't know if I could do Learning Ambassador, but here I am. But, can I be a PG? Now, PGs they're still tier 1. Fucking worst thing I ever. That's got to be the biggest slap in the face ever. We're going to give you everything. Like, we're going to make you do everything a PA does. But, albeit, you can't make more money. You have the most responsibilities, second to the PA and manager, yet you cannot make more money. You still are tier 1. That's fucking stupid. That's stupid. See, it goes tier 1, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, yada, yada, yada. And then owner of the company. And, wow, no tier 2. So, I feel like there was a tier 2. People fucking complain like, oh, Learning Ambassadors don't do shit. And whoever else was on the tier 2. And, no, you guys are just out. Okay, fuck. Maybe they didn't go potty because the whole time they were barking. Anyways, a lot of work stresses, but it's not my biggest problem. It's not like PCS where I wanted to commit suicide. It was so bad, I was bullied at work. It was horrible. I did not like it at all. And I'm like, I'm so gross. Ugh. I thought I saw something in my nose. I hope that wasn't there the whole fucking video. But anyways, I'm sorry, I'm sick. You're gonna maybe see, yeah. Anyways, she better not jump the fence. Okay. Jump, fucking monster! Lou, no, don't jump the fence. Lou? Sorry. Sorry. Lou likes to say hi to the neighbors. It looks like she's like mad at them because she's barking and shit, but she loves the neighbors. She also loves neighbor dogs, but I don't think she wants anyone to know that. She's always mean and stuff, but when she gets, she runs to another dog, she wants to play with them. That's my thing. It does not look like she wants to play, and I think it even fucking confuses the other dogs. There are dogs that she does not like, though. There are moments where if the dog doesn't reciprocate what she wants reciprocated, she immediately goes in defense mode, and then they do a stare off thing, and that's when I know to pull her away because she's about to lunge, and it's going to be one of those type of lunges, you know what I mean? But rarely does she, it just depends on the other dog, and that usually is what it is. Now, you know what your dog can do, but you just never know what another dog will do. You don't know what their type of aggression is. You don't know what they've been through. It's just like people, We've all been through different shit, just like dogs. And, or dogs just like people. But, sorry, there was a pretty lady who jogging by. I got distracted. Anyways, fuck, what was I saying? So yeah, this is a long ass video. This might be an hour long video. I'm really bored. I have no one to talk to. I'm sad. So I'm sorry I come here. I should have just done a live thing. Maybe done my first book mail live. That would have been really cool. But it would have been just like this, I think. So it would have been a disaster. But anyways, okay, she's still in the backyard. I thought I heard the bark somewhere else. If I hear the bark go in the front yard, I'm like fucking paranoid. I'm like, oh shit, she's got out. And if she gets out again, they're putting our dogs down. That's what they told us. Because she played a little too rough with the neighbor's dog. And the neighbor's dog didn't get hurt or anything. She was just covered in drool. But it looked bad, I guess, and it scared the owner. Even though afterwards the owner was like, "It's okay." I thought it was worse than it actually was. You know, your dog's just drooled all over mine. You know, but in the moment, it's scary, and the police were called by neighbors. Actually, not even the guy whose dog was attacked. And the sheriff came over and told us, yeah, they'll put our dogs down if they act up again. So we have to keep them inside and in the backyard or on a leash when we're walking around the neighborhood. Obviously, that's what we do anyways. But anyways, I just thought I'd throw that in there because if we don't, like sometimes we'll just have James on the front porch. He's such a good dog. He won't do anything to another dog. He just sits there next to us. But when Lula's involved, he's a different dog. He's more playful. He's more protective. I know those kind of contradict each other, but when like he's more playful and nice when he's away from Lou, but he's more protective when he's around her. And I think that's his big brother role kicking in, you know. He feels like he has to protect family and shit, you know. I mean, when he sees a baby, oh, James loves babies. Lou, on the other hand, not the very most motherly dog you've ever seen. Let's just say that. But James adores babies. He'll go to a baby's like little car seat thing or whatever you want to call those little carriages thing. I don't know what to call them. They're like the hand baskets they're in that look like a car seat. Anyways, James will go up to it and sit right next to it or in front of it, and he'll protect the baby. It's the cutest thing ever. Now, he'll like sniff the person that's about to go touch the baby, you know? He's like, I have to do a security check, you know? And you sniff the person before they pet the baby, like checking if it's a bad person or not, you know? And then he's like, okay, you just give James pets and I'll be fine, you know? But, yeah, my dog's a little different, though. Well, both of them are my dogs, but James is kind of the family dog now, whereas Lula's still kind of considered mine. Now, I probably will lose custody of Lou to my mom, especially when I move out one day, because I might not be able to afford her, and I may not have the time for her, and I may not be able to find a building that will accept her weight limit, or their weight limit won't. Like they're you know, you can't tell a human that they're too fat to be in a building, but I guess a dog's too fat to be in a building. And I know what they're saying. It's probably rude what they're saying. I don't think it's fair. I mean, either way, Lou is kind of like I believe we have her as a what do you call it? She's not a like a blind eye seeing dog or anything like that, but or not blind, seeing dog. She's not a seeing dog, but she's like an emotional support animal is what she is. And usually you can get away with using that law, you know, like, oh, it's an emotional support animal, but they're still not going to consider you. Like, they're like, we still don't want a big dog in our fucking apartment complex, so no. You know what I mean? Rules are rules. But there is technically like a law, I think. I'm not really sure if it's instated or at all or anything, but I believe they have to accept your support animal. I think I'm not really sure, but I understand if they don't want Lou in their complex. She's a loud stepper and she thuds on the ground a lot. You know, she's not gonna do anything wrong. Maybe poop in your shoes, but you know, she's a pretty good dog. Hey, Lou. Hi, baby. You coming in, James? No? Okay. So, yeah. I'm walking around now. Don't know how we got on this topic, but I guess I should finish it. This thought. One day, Lou probably won't be mine. So, I enjoy it while I can, I guess. But, oh, she's such a good girl. But I think my point was, people have different things and stuff. I don't know. I don't really remember what my point was. I'm sure I could rewind the video, but I ain't gonna do that shit. But yeah, geez, I need to take my Adderall. I'm off the walls right now. But, yeah, I'm kind of sad. There's work stresses. I think that's what I was talking about before. And dogs have stresses too, you know, and stuff like that. And we're all different people, but I have some work stresses. It's not my biggest priority, you know. Kind of health is right now. I was never worried about my health before, and now it's like the most important thing ever, you know. So it's weird how things change, but you know, yeah, I'll do anything to avoid cancer again. You want my fucking stomach? I'll change my whole fucking lifestyle. You know, I don't want fucking cancer again. It's my biggest fear. I think that might be my biggest fear is getting cancer again. No, second biggest fear. Second biggest fear. I have a bigger fear actually. It's my suicide ideation. It scares the shit out of me sometimes. How I can go from the happiest person in the world, and in the span of a minute or a second, that can fucking change to being it wanting to commit suicide. You know what I mean? That's what scares me the most. It almost makes me want to cry sometimes. It scares me so much. Just not wanting to be around anymore. That feeling is the worst feeling I think I've ever felt in my fucking life. So I don't wish that on anybody. Suicide ideation. Usually, shut up, Lou. Is it a person or a dog? If you're barking at a person, I'm gonna be fucking mad. You're barking at a jogger. Come on, Lou. Be better. Be better. Anyways, she's looking over her shoulder like, you're fucking mean. Don't be so fucking mean. Anyways, yeah, suicide ideation is probably my biggest fear, but second is cancer. I don't drink after people anymore. I don't eat at buffets anymore. It's changed my fucking life like that. You know what I mean? But cancer is the second biggest fear. I've seen people die from cancer. I've been to a cancer facility where I got chemotherapy, and I was right next to the children's ward, the children's cancer ward. And you know how hard you know how hard it is to see kids, bald-headed kids, go through cancer? You know? Man, that shit hurts me so fucking much. Whoa. I did not imagine that would hurt me so much, but I didn't have a childhood much. I went through a lot of shit as a child, and my childhood was just never there for, like, I never was going to have a childhood. I was gonna have to come of age very quickly, very rapidly, and I wasn't ever prepared. I was 13 in like a 17-year-old's body. So it was very, very bad. I lost my childhood. I never had a childhood. I have these romanticized understandings of what that part of the childhood is like, but I never really, I don't even remember childhood very well. And there's stuff that happened to me that was just sucks, um, but to see others have to, like, not only is their childhood taken, but their future could be gone. They, kids, you know what I mean? Kids, their future gone. They never get to come of age, and that was my favorite period of my life. You know what I mean? So just the idea of cancer just fucking scares the shit out of me. It's not something I want again. And knowing that my mom and sister have I don't know what the percent is, but I know it's over 50%. And anything over 50% is too high. 20% is too fucking high of a percentage. You know what I mean? If I had a 10% chance of cancer, and you're telling me I remove my fucking thumb, fucking middle finger, how about that? Because I love my middle finger. If you're telling me I have to remove my middle finger and I'll never have that 10% chance at cancer, I'ma fucking do it. You know what I mean? Goodbye, middle finger. I don't get to flip people off anymore. I don't give a fuck. You know? I don't have to go through cancer. That shit fucking scares me. I don't like the what I became during cancer. I don't like anything that happened during cancer. I don't like what happened to my family during cancer. So, cancer scares me. But yes, I will admit though, suicide ideation is the scariest fear of mine. Because it's the same thing as cancer, you know? That your future can just be gone in an instant. It's just, and what the aftermath is bad too. I don't really consider the aftermath, especially in the moment, but when I've been through it with Uncle JR, uh, he jumped in front of a semi and lost his life instantly, I believe. I'm pretty sure his death was instantaneous. I mean, when the semi is going above 70 and you jump in front of it at a stationary position, or maybe even jumping into it, I don't like to think about it, but I guess I'm thinking about it. Yeah, you get eviscerated, and that's what happened. I didn't get to go to his funeral, even though his death probably affected me the most. The funeral affected Maddie the most, obviously. She got to go to it, and she went for a guy she knew but didn't fully know. Jake didn't know him. I knew him probably the best. Anyways, I probably should have gone to that instead of Maddie. I don't think Maddie would have had such a difficult time with death growing up if she did not go to that funeral. I feel like I was old enough to understand what death was, but at the same time, I lost a role model, and I was going through my own type of suicide ideation at the time. It could have been very important for me to see that. You know what I mean? I didn't get to go though, which sucks, but it is what it is. My point is, suicide ideation is very scary. Lou's looking at me like I'm crazy. James would probably be cuddling up to me if he was inside. I didn't mean to get emotional during this book mail. I didn't mean for this book mail to go over an hour. But here we are. I guess I'm getting some therapy in this book mail video. But yeah, suicide ideation isn't anything to play around with. People make jokes like used to make jokes about killing themselves and stuff. A lot of those people aren't here anymore. You know what I mean? Because they were serious. And when someone hears that, thinks it's funny, and then says it out of, I don't know, context, sure, like, oh, I want to kill myself because of something very insignificant. But, you know, people have actually said, I want to kill myself, and have done it, or attempted. So, that's why I never liked that phrase. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of phrases and words that offend me. But I kind of go, ooh, every time I hear someone say, oh, I wish I could kill myself, or something like along those lines. I go, ooh, because immediately I know yeah. I just never liked that. Never liked that little phase that my generation went through. Yeah. But cancer, second biggest fear. I think I only have 3 fears in my life. The third fear is a stupid fear because I know it's not true. But it's a stupid fear. But the fear of being a bad dad. I know that sounds so fucking stupid, but when you see the family tree of mine, Sorry, the last video saved, so I guess I have to continue this conversation. But yes, I'm a little calmed down now. I'm not as hysterical as I was before, but now I'm a little more calmed down because I had a few minutes to think about this. But I realized I was going to a dark place very quickly and decided to do a U-turn. But before I do a U-turn, I should explain the last thing I was saying, so I'm going to do that now. Hopefully I don't get emotional, but yeah, I'm going to move on from it though. We're going to talk about more happier things, then we're going to wrap this video up, because we need to. But, yes, the fear of being a bad dad, that is obviously a big fear of mine. It's part of the reason why I'm not sure if I even want to have kids anymore. I mean, at this point, with this gene thing, if I have the gene, I don't think I can have kids, because they'll have the gene probably, possibly. Why would I want to give them stomach cancer, you know what I mean? And then on top of that, I have a lot of problems myself, ADHD, manic depression, I'm neurodivergent. It's just stupid how many problems there are with me. I've had cancer, I mean, a young person's cancer, which is not the thing you think of when you think of young people. But then again, you know, I was talking about kids with cancer before, so, you know, it happens. Cancer being that second biggest fear. Suicide ideation being first, obviously. It scares the shit out of me how people can go from being lively to not existing anymore. But then again, how do you not exist anymore? Once you leave your staple, then again, time is, I don't know. I really don't know my opinion on that, but whatever. Anyways, obviously I'm an atheist, but you know, I do believe that certain theories could have some weight to them, but it doesn't, it's just a theory, you know what I mean? Like, anyways, I might have this gene, so I probably will never have kids of my own. If I do get into a relationship with someone who already has kids from a prior relationship, that'd be beautiful. But this is where that fear comes in of being a bad dad. My dad was a bad dad. No offense, obviously. I've come to realization that he's not the nicest person. He's crude and, I mean, rude with his jokes. He's a bully. He gets annoyed at the weirdest things. Honestly, he's got a lot of the traits Maddie has, but Maddie also doesn't have, like, she's caring and loving and, you know, they're supportive. So, you know, of course there's, you know, I see the dad side in Maddie, but at the same time I see that she's also not fully like dad, you know what I mean? And she has redeeming qualities, whereas my dad, I don't really know if he has any redeeming qualities. I hope he never sees this. But, I mean, who hides their son's suicide attempt from his ex-wife, his son's mother? You know, it took a while for me to realize that I wasn't in the wrong. Yeah, I attempted suicide. It was wrong, but just because I did that doesn't mean I owe anybody an apology for wanting to kill myself. Even though I said it so many times, I didn't say it to my dad, and that's why my dad doesn't say I love you to me, and that's understandable. I don't say I love you to him either. Yeah, it's just, so, yeah, my dad wasn't the greatest dad. He wasn't really around when I was growing up. He didn't really fight to be a part of my life. He says he did, but, if he did want to be a part of my life, where was he? And when he was in my life, it was never really great times. Even when I got cancer and we all had to come together and live under one household for me, it wasn't great. My grandpa is probably the reason why my dad is who he is. My grandpa's not the greatest guy either. On my dad's side, obviously. Grandpa made dad who he is today. And I can see with his, like, not only, obviously, we all have political differences. I don't really consider the political side of things being a problem. It's just how much he believes in it and how much he despises certain races for no reason. Racism. And, I mean, there's so many things I don't really care for. Grandpa made Dad the way he was. Grandpa's not the greatest dad. On my mom's side, shit, that scared the shit out of me. I'm really getting tired of restarting these videos. Yeah, Grandpa, and obviously someone made Grandpa the way he was, and Grandpa's like the son, or I think he had like 13 other siblings or something like that, something crazy number. So obviously he didn't get attention when he was a kid. And he doesn't deserve, or not deserve, he probably hates people who get attention. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know much about my grandpa. Honestly, I can't really talk on him. My other grandpa, that is, on my mom's side. All I know is that after Vietnam, something changed in him. He came back different, and he abandoned my mom. So I don't really think he's a good dad either. Because in the second little family he had in California, he kind of abandoned them too, sort of, I think. I mean, they have a better connection than we have of our grandfather. We went to his, or my mom, no. Yeah, my mom went to my Grandpa Steve's funeral and met her half-sister for the first time. She didn't even know she existed. Yeah, he's not the greatest dad either. And who knows what Grandpa Steve's dad was like. I mean, fuck. Dads from that era were horrible. Just horrible. I don't think I've met a good dad from that era. Belts, man. I know it was a different time and shit like that, but any sort of abuse on kids is just wrong. If you can't see that, then I don't know what your problem is. Yeah, kids get out of line, but you have to find ways around it. Every child is different. You have to find what clicks with them. You know what I mean? Maybe this is hard to understand, but there's got to be a better way of disciplining kids than abuse. I don't know. Grandpa always said Dad should have raised his hand to me, and if it wasn't for my mom, he probably would have, and he kind of did sometimes. But I mean, certain times, I guess there is an understanding of why paddling is a thing. But honestly, I just don't see abuse on kids being an effective way. You don't beat people up in the real life. Like when you have freaking misunderstanding with somebody, or you're arguing with somebody, your answer isn't to beat on them, pound on them, is it? I don't think so. You can't beat people up in the real life, so why would you beat your child up, you know? Just because you don't agree with what they're doing. Yeah, okay. That makes perfect sense. Anyways, I haven't really met a dad from that era that has been great. I'm sure they exist. Don't get me wrong. I know what I said prior probably contradicts what I'm saying now. And I'm not trying to backpedal and save my ass, but I do want to say there probably is a what you want to say? The word just disappeared as soon as I went to say it. But there's like one of those, like, you know, there's an instance where I'm wrong. Is basically what I'm trying to say. I know there's probably good dads from that era. Doesn't mean that there wasn't a bunch of bad dads from that era. There was. I think we are in a similar spot still today. I know there's a lot of bad dads still today. They're just they're different type of bad. You know what I mean? But yeah, family tree filled with a bunch of bad dads. A lot of mothers though that single mothers in my family tree. The mothers in my family tree are pretty tough women. My mom was a tough woman. Her mom was, wasn't the greatest mom, but she had some redeeming qualities, and my mom loved her, so therefore I love my grandmother for attempting to be a single parent. Did they do the best job? Probably not. But my mom is who she is today because of her, so therefore I love her because I love my mom. She's my best friend. So yeah. I mean, and there's not much really just good redeeming qualities on my dad's side, honestly. I can't think of anybody. I like who my Uncle Randy is married to. Aunt Mandy, she's pretty cool and chill, and I like her. She's got some redeeming qualities, but I can't. That doesn't really connect to that family tree now. Side of the family tree now, does it? She's not really blood related, so she don't count as a redeeming quality for that side. But yeah, Aunt Mandy can't cover the whole Dennis family. Oh, damn it, I said my last name. But I told myself I wouldn't say that. Oh, damn it. Oh well, if you make it this far, I guess you know my last name, my real last name now. But yeah, the Dennis family is cursed to be mean. That side of the family is just a rude side of the family. It's not the best side of the family. That little section of the Dennis family is just fucking garbage. I hope my family on that side doesn't watch this video, but whatever. No one watches this video anyways. Only people who watch book videos, and now they're getting a huge chat that they don't really want, and they're not gonna watch. So, yeah. But yeah. This is good therapy. Who needs my therapy appointment on Tuesday? Yeah. A lot of bad dads in my family tree, and the fear of escalating that, continuing that. I don't want to be a bad dad. I really don't. Maybe that just in general is enough to tell that I'm not going to be a bad dad. But my dad, he didn't want to be like his dad. Kind of turned into him though. Slowly turning into him. But my dad swore up and down he would not be like his dad. And partially, he was kind of right. He didn't beat me as much as Grandpa did him. So, I mean, sure, there's moments that I can remember where he has harmed me in some way, but most of the time, his harming is verbal. I know that sounds very weak on my part. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but words will never hurt you. Well, they do, actually. Words can hurt very much. We gave power to words, and therefore words now have power over us, and therefore words can express rude, mean things. And I've been told many times I'm not funny. That I made my one funny joke of the month, and I should just quit while I'm ahead. I'm not funny, according to my dad. I'm oversensitive, like my dad. I believe my dad believes that way. Obviously, I'm a lot of bad things, but I mean, I'm your son. You should probably find some redeeming qualities about me, right? I don't know. Maybe not. I don't care. I don't give a shit. But a lot of bad dads in my family tree. Scared to be a part of that bad family tree of dads. Bad dads. Bad dads. A lot of bad dads, and I'm just terrified of being one. Obviously, I think I've given up hope on having a blood child. I've been with a girl who's had a kid, and I love that kid like he was my own. I'm still torn about that. That's why I'm a little hesitant to date women with children, but at the same time, If I don't date women with children, I probably won't have any of my own. So, yeah. I had to calm down for a second. Sorry, guys. I don't want to be like my dad. My dad didn't want to be like his dad. Who knows? Maybe Grandpa Doug didn't want to be like his dad. Maybe that's why he's only had 2 children. I don't think he liked kids anyways. But he had them. So, yeah. I'm terrified of just failing that part of my life. If I ever get a chance at that part of my life. Because, you know, a good dad goes a long ways. I wouldn't know, but I know it does. And it's pivotal for a child to have 2 caring parents. It doesn't matter if they're together. As long as the 2 parents want to raise a kid, then awesome. They don't got to be together. Heck, they don't even need to be married. Ever. You know, it could be an accident. Who cares? You should love that kid no matter what. But it's when it's one-sided and only one side really wants to take care of somebody. So yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, those are my 3 biggest fears. If I had a 4th one, I guess it's not really that scary. It used to be scary for me, but it would be my how do I say this? When I was younger, I was put in special needs classes. I had an IEP. I don't know what that stands for, but it's these meetings where they talk about me confidentially, and I have a talk with all my teachers and principals and my family's there, and we talk about if I can even advance to the next grade. We talk about my special needs and all that stuff. So my whole life, I thought I was stupid. And it doesn't help when people think you're stupid. I've played dumb my whole life. It doesn't help either. It doesn't help people's understanding of me. They all think I'm stupid. I don't care. I don't care if anyone thinks I'm stupid. Well, I guess I do care a little bit because I'm here talking about it. But it's when someone I like thinks that way of me that it hurts. You know what I mean? But my problem, I guess you could say 4th biggest fear, I wouldn't really consider it a big fear because I'm not really afraid of it anymore. It hurts my feelings sometimes, but who cares? But it's the fear of people's false understanding of me. It's the fear of my special needs, and I use that in parentheses. I can't because I'm holding the phone, but I don't know if I have autistic spectrum disorder. I don't know. I was diagnosed with it young, but the diagnosis kind of fell off. And now even my therapist says she doesn't see it. And I don't even know if I see it myself. I haven't seen it a lot. A lot of the times I've battled the diagnosis, which is why I haven't been diagnosed. It's really my own fault for not wanting to be labeled something which people consider as dumb, as stupid. You know, I don't want to be known as stupid. I hate being called stupid. I don't like the word idiot. That's why I called my brother and sister idiot, because it's such a bad thing to be called in my eyes, and I needed to express that to them. You know, obviously I meant it in a joking manner. I never really actually meant that they were idiots, but that was the biggest insult I can come up with, so that's what I would call people. Anyways, I don't like being considered stupid. I don't like being in special needs classes. I don't like being part of a special class of any sort. I don't want any extra help. I just want to be normal. Whatever that is. And I guess my biggest fear was people coming to the realization that I am special and that they look down on me. And I know they do. It happens every day. I'm just becoming used to it now, so it's not really the biggest fear anymore. It just used to be a huge fear of mine. Now I don't give a shit if I'm neurodivergent, you know? I don't care anymore. It's just who I am. It's no longer a need for a diagnosis. Obviously, I'm 30. Who cares? Some people, autism just falls off, you know? I will admit I'm a little immature for my age. I am. But that's because I had a delay on life. I had that traumatic brain injury at birth. I didn't learn how to talk till I was like 4, maybe 3. I don't really know. It took a long time. I had I still do. I have oral dysphagia. I have dyslexia. I have this math disability I don't really understand. It's basically dyslexia though, and mixing numbers and stuff up. That's why I'm so bad at math. I shouldn't be good at reading, but I've trained that muscle in my brain to be good at reading, so I'm actually just decent now. I enjoy reading, but I'm not the best reader. I flip words, I jump sentences, I misunderstand certain words. Obviously, I know a lot. I have a big dictionary up here, but when it comes down to it, I'm not good at expressing and reading words. So, yeah. Anyways, all these issues, and my biggest fear is people will see these issues and label me. I don't want to be labeled. I don't. I hate being labeled as stupid or anything that anyone thinks is considered lesser of. So that, I guess, would be considered my fourth biggest fear, but it's not really a fear anymore because, you know, I've kind of lost the care. I mean, I still care, especially for certain people. I used to care if anybody thought I was stupid. Now I just care if only like a certain margin of people, you know, obviously if you don't think I'm funny, I don't really give a shit anymore, you know, fine, go find someone that is funny for you. You know, we all have a different sense of humor. That's what I've learned. It's not just one little humor bone that we all share. It's different senses of humor. And I'm not my dad's comedian, you know. Obviously, I've seen my dad's comedians. They're very offensive and they're very mean to people. They don't make fun of themselves, they make fun of other people. And that's what my dad likes. It's bullying. I don't give a shit for that. So I don't do that. So of course I'm not funny to my dad. It doesn't really matter though. I'm funny to my mom. She's my best friend and that's all I really care about. I'm not really funny to my sister that often, but there's a little bit of my mom and my sister, so she occasionally laughs at what I say. My sister, she's a lot like my dad, but she has redeeming qualities, and I love her so much for it. Because if she didn't have those qualities, I don't think me and her would get along. So, yeah, love my sister, love my mom to death. Love them all. I'm so pissed that they're getting their stomachs removed, possibly. I mean, my sister for sure is getting her stomach removed. My mom's still considering it because she's a little older and she's already gone all these years without it, but therefore, I think she should get it removed. Plus, we're all probably going to have to get it removed in this household, so if we all shared the same diet, it would all be easier anyways. And who wants stomach cancer? I mean, that's my biggest reason. You know, I don't want stomach cancer, so gonna get that sucker removed if I have to, which I'm leaning towards I do. Me and my mom have the same dietary needs, so therefore I'm probably got the same type of stomach she does. I mean, it just makes sense to me, right? But there is that 50% chance I don't have this gene. And if I don't have this gene, that makes things complicated for me because I can't eat with my family now. You know, my family has to change their diet dramatically, like a lot. Like it's crazy how much their life's going to change. It's scary. But that's kind of why I'm hoping that I have the gene so I can go and take this journey with them so it's not as hard It's much easier when the whole house is going through the same thing than it is one or two members and not the whole family. You know what I mean? When we're all in the same boat, we all have an understanding of what we need to do. So I'm kind of hoping that I do have the gene. That's the only reason though, because stomach cancer scares me, and honestly, I don't even need to know if I have this gene. I'd be fine with just removing it. But it is what it is. But yeah, fourth biggest fear is being labeled as, I don't know, unintellectual. I don't know. Not smart. I don't want people to look down on me. I hate people who look down on me. I hate when people look down on me. I don't hate people who look down on me, because usually the people who look down on me are the people I really want to like me. And I don't mean that in a romantic way. I'm not romanticizing the word like now. But I mean people who I'm friendly with. I don't want them to look down on me, and I see it. The worst part is when I see it. I can see their faces, I can see their tones, stuff I've learned to look for from trying to learn speech. I've learned mannerisms. It's very hard. And it's one of the reasons why they did believe I had autism, is because I couldn't understand people's emotions and stuff. But it took me a while to recognize it. So now I do see it, and I'm really good at spotting when people look down on me. It's one of my things I wish I was oblivious to. But I can see and sense when someone is looking down on me. They're like, oh, that's Nick. He has autism. He's probably got some small complaint that I'll put in my back pocket, because it's not that serious, because he has special needs. So, yeah, but we gotta be nice to him because he has special needs. I don't really have a fifth biggest fear. Fish flies? Maybe. Mayflies, I guess you would be considered in other states, mayflies. But they usually rest right next to waters, big body of waters. Big lakes, basically. And we got some big lakes here in Michigan. So we got Lake Superior, Lake Michigan. I don't really know all the Great Lakes, I'm gonna be honest with you. But I did once, but I don't really garner or keep that information in my brain. Anyways, yeah, mayflies, fifth biggest fear. Bugs, really, I could just label that as a bug and just say all bugs really kind of creep me out, except for bees. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they can hurt me. And I know if I don't fuck around with bees, they won't fucking sting me. This is the sound of the bees that bothers me. Because I think it's a fly. And I don't like flies, because I don't like the buzzing sound. Which is probably why, see, I have a lot of things that line up with autism. I know I do. I have ADHD. But it's attention deficit, ADHD, attention deficit hyper disorder. I think that's what it is. That's neurodivergent, isn't it? I don't know. I don't really know any of this stuff, but a lot of the things I have for sure match up with autism. I mean, I have a lot of things I do that autistic people do. Do I have it though, or is it just coincidental that I have a lot of these common factors? I have things that I don't do that are labeled autistic, but it's all a spectrum. So who knows if I actually have autism or not? But it's all a spectrum. So that's when it's the hardest to diagnose now. But everyone's diagnosed with it. Who really has what I have? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things, like, do I believe I have autism? Well, I'd be fine with being diagnosed as it, because I have a lot of the traits and stuff, so it would make sense. But at the same time, does it fucking matter? It does when it comes to money. You know, you can get benefits and shit if you just lean towards autism. Do I want benefits? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I want that label. And I hate being labeled. And I know if I'm officially labeled that, then everyone's going to treat me differently. If they know. I don't want that. I don't want to be treated differently. So I understand what my therapist is saying. You know, my therapist says, yes, I have ADHD, manic depression, suicide ideation. I have a lot of things. She said, why add on to it? You know, that's not her exact words, obviously, but that's what kind of she was meaning. She's like, you might have autism. You could have autism. You have a lot of traits that match up and align with autism because you have ADHD and manic depression, which often mimic that. But do you have it? Testing is expensive to find out if you have autism. You know that? It's hella expensive. And if you don't have it, insurance won't cover it. I have such a high potential for it that I know I probably would just be labeled autism if I went through the test, and insurance would probably cover it. But also, I can see the other side of it where I do have a lot of traits that line up with it. Doesn't mean I have it. It could walk like a duck, quack like a duck, swim like a duck. It could be a swan, though. It could be a goose. It could be lots of things. Just what it is. Could be a Wendigo. Just mimicking a duck. Waiting for you to feed it crackers and it jumps out and eats you crackers. That's racist because I guess I'm assuming that only white people feed ducks. But, you know, I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, I don't care if it's a stereotype. I mean, do white people only feed ducks? I've never really seen anyone else feed ducks that weren't white. But at the same time, I feel like it's a little racist to say that other nationalities don't feed ducks. You know, I mean, I don't know. Is that offensive? I don't really know. I think it's funny. But like if you feed ducks, you're a good person. I don't know. Never mind. That maybe that's a little bit stretching it. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna end this video on a good note though. Other than talking about my, I guess, top 5 biggest fears, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna happen on Wednesday that could be either good or bad. I'm gonna say it's good at this point because at least it's going to be experience in asking people out. But I guess you now know, cat's out of the bag. I'm going to be asking somebody out on Wednesday. Now, I don't think they're going to say yes. In fact, I don't even know if they're emotionally I don't know their marital status. I don't know if they're emotionally available. I don't know anything about that. All I know is we've had some cute interactions. And she's very pretty and she's very funny. Pretty and funny are my things. I like a girl who's pretty, but also has a really good sense of humor. So, yeah, we'll see. At least when I say really good sense of humor, I mean, it's a certain type of sense of humor. It's not my sense of humor particularly, but we can our jokes would bounce off each other because we've already kind of done that. We're both really awkward. At least that's what I think. I could be wrong and I'm just reading too much into all this, but pretty awkward. I walk into the elevator and I can't stop saying the word come because the first thing I say is, hey, can I come into the elevator with you? And I was like, and I kept saying the word come, trying to correct myself. I'm like, I meant to say this, and then I would say come again, and I kept saying the word come, and it was really bad and embarrassing, but luckily she did something embarrassing too. She accidentally clicked all the buttons on the elevator after being awkward, and we all had a good laugh, a hearty laugh. There was another person on the elevator. I would have asked her out right there and then if it wasn't for the other person she was training. It would have been unprofessional, and someone would have witnessed it, so it would have been really bad on my part. Kind of want to do it when it's one-on-one, so, you know, no witnesses. No, just kidding. But, I'm asking this girl, I think her name's Cheyenne. I could be wrong. I got this information from a coworker. I asked her if she knows any other fellow PGs who train in quality ninjas, and she said, yeah, it sounds like it's definitely Cheyenne. And I was like, sounds like definitely are not the same thing, but okay. So it might be Cheyenne. She's very pretty. She has, I'm not really going to discuss her body type because that doesn't really pertain, but she's really pretty. Let's just say that. She has like brownish grayish hair. It's like really light brown. She's not old, I don't think. I mean, she doesn't look old, but I could be wrong. She has these glasses, cute eyes. She's I don't think this matters, but she's mixed, black and white, I believe, or she's very light skinned black. But either way, I think she's mixed. I don't want to assume, obviously, but I think she's really pretty. She's funny. I like her voice. It's a little raspy, and it's got like a lower tone to it. My mom pointed out that all my women in my life have lower toned voices, and I think that's kind of funny. I don't really like to think of my family when I think of my attractions, but I guess she's right. There's a motherly tone to that voice, I guess, that I find attractive, and I guess, yeah, it just happens to be coincidentally that the women in my life have that deeper kind of womanly voice. So she has that voice, and I think it's very attractive. I think she might be a mom. I don't know. So that could just end things right there. If she is a mom, then she probably has a significant other. But at the same time, I kind of am looking for people who kind of have children, and because I might not be able to have a family of my own. I won't have a family of my own. But kind of am looking for people who have already started a family and just are kind of missing something right there to fit in. I obviously won't fill the shoes in right away. Obviously, I would never fill the shoes in, but I'd be my own shoes. You know what I mean? I wouldn't overstep my boundaries. It's not my kids, so it's not my decisions. But I will, obviously, if I need to, you want it and ask for it, I can give you my my 2 cents. I can give you what I think I would do, but obviously I'm not involved in decision making unless you allow it, unless you think I'm deserving of it. So but yeah, I kind of am looking for someone who's already got kids. Not to be weird, obviously, but like I said, can't have kids of my own, so I might not even be able to have kids, if you know what I mean, because of cancer. I haven't gotten my sperm checked, but I'm pretty sure I might be shooting blanks, which is fine. I don't care. I can't have kids of my own. Don't want and can't have are two different things. I can't have kids, especially if I have this gene. That's just game over for kids, you know? Even if it was an accident and we just went through with it. Now, if I have this gene, can't do that. Anyways, I'm going to ask this girl on Wednesday. I'm going to ask her to do 2 different things. I haven't decided which one yet. I was going to ask her if she either wants to go to a cider mill. I love cider mills. And hey, if she says yes, we go, and it goes poorly, at least I got some cider and donuts out of it, you know what I mean? And I love this time of year. I know it's busy usually at cider mills, but I love this time of year. The bees are kind of disappearing from the cider mill and stuff. I don't really like going to the cider mill in the summertime, or cidery, I guess is another word for them, cidery. But a cider mill's my one option. My second option is God, what was my second option? I know my third option, I think, is dinner and a movie. Oh, second option is like Dave and Buster's, or there's something like the equivalent of it, but a little bit lesser, and it's called Round One. It's the same adult arcade type thing, but I don't know. I find those a lot of fun. So I always have a fun time at those. So even if they don't want to consider giving me a second chance, at least I will have a fun time playing games. I always think of the pros and cons of everything. Like, what if it goes this way? What if it goes that way? Like, if it's a good time, then we're going to have a really good time. If it's a bad time, then at least I had a good time playing games, you know? But that's my second option. I really want to go to a cider mill. I always want to go to cider mills in October, and I never have a significant other to do it with. Now, that being said, I haven't had a significant other in 6 to 7 years, but, and I have only had 2 dates in those 6 and 7 years, because, that's just how it goes. Sometimes you're wanted, and sometimes you're not wanted, so, yeah, I kind of fall on that not wanted train, but that's okay. That just means when I do find the one, they're gonna be the one. You know what I mean? Because I'll know if they like me, for me. And if I like them, which I only really like swipe right on girls who I know I'm going to like I find attractive, whose profile was maybe funny. Like I look for everything, you know, when I'm swiping right on people, and so I really don't swipe right on people I don't really think I'll be attracted to, because some people just swipe right until they, you know, and then when they get matches, they don't actually talk to them because they're not their type. They just wanted to, you know, swipe right so they at least can see all the likes, which I think is wrong. But whatever, they make fake profiles on those dating apps anyways, so just to keep you on, you know, because if you run out of people like I did on OkCupid, then there's no point of being on the app anymore and paying for it. But anyways, yeah, cider mill and adult arcade are the two things I'm thinking about. Or a late night arcade. I don't know what you want to call it, an adult arcade. It's not really an adult, because adult would be like it kind of gives the impression that the adult arcade would be like more inappropriate, but it's not inappropriate. It's just drinking and gaming, so, which I love. I'm even cool with just hanging around my house or their house and doing stuff, but if she has kids, that's not possible. So, hell, I don't even know if we can go on a date, because she works front half and I work back half. It's like a Romeo and Juliet type thing. She works Sunday through Wednesday. I work Wednesday through Saturday. So I don't even know how it would work. And my MET day is on Sunday, and her MET day is probably on Thursday. So we'd probably never be able to see each other. But at least it's experience on asking people out in the real world, because I've never asked anybody out in the real world, really. All my relationships in high school, they came up to me. And then after high school, I've only met people on dating apps, and that's not really asking somebody out, is it? Because you kind of both confirm if you want to go out, you know. This is more risky, I feel. Going to someone who you don't know is available or not, asking them out. I want to get experience in this facet, because there's a lot of people I think I'm missing out on, because they may not be interested in dating people, but maybe they're still looking for somebody, you know. They just they don't want to waste time searching for it, you know, and I understand that. I appreciate that, you know. That's why I need to reach out to more people and give myself more of a chance. So that's why I'm going to ask this person out on Wednesday. It's more for experience, and to see how people will react to me asking them out and having to reject me. It gives me a chance to see. I'm already assuming they're gonna say no, but I mean, there's a good percentage that she says no, and usually I would be like, yeah, if there's a high percentage of no, then I won't usually ask. But I mean, yeah, I'm gonna ask. The only reason why I think she might be a mom is because one day and I mean, this could be just ironic, or not ironic. It could just be a sweater, and I'm reading too much into it. But she had a sweater one day that said "football mom." Immediately, two things come to mind. One, she might be a football mom, and she might like football. She might have kids who are in football. The other thing that comes into mind is, well, she's a football mom. Someone gave birth to those kids or helped conceive those kids. Is that person still around? I'm hoping no. I'm hoping that she does not have a significant other and she's a single mom, or a mother raising 2 kids or 1 kid or 3 kids. I don't know. A mother raising kids and the father is still around helping. You know, I don't care. I just, if that's it, you know, if they're not actually around for any reason whatsoever, you know, I'm down to date, so maybe they will too. And then the emotionally available part is, what if they just got out of a relationship, or they've been out of a relationship after an abusive one or something like that. Like there's a reason that they are, you know, single with kids. You know, it could be that their last relationship was traumatic and they don't want another relationship. They just want to be a single mother and just ride this single mother train. But then maybe one day the right guy comes into their life, me maybe, who knows. There's a small percentage that she'll say yes, but if she does say yes, it's definitely worth it. And she says no, at least I get the experience of asking people out. I'm working hard. I'm doing not research, but I'm like having notes in my notepad on my phone, and I've been writing stuff down to say maybe ways to retort or reply. I'm listing things we could do. I have more on the list than just those 3 things. I have other date ideas. They're on my phone. I can't really look them up while I'm recording, but I have a few lists going. I have pros and cons. I have her name that I think I found out. Her name might not be Cheyenne, but if it is, that's cool. Shy's in the name. Maybe she'll like shy guys. I don't know. I'm a shy guy. Anyways, yeah. Yep. I am thinking I'm done with this video. I wanted to end it on a good note though, so yeah, I kind of did, and then I kind of broke character a few times. But anyways, she is pretty. If we ever go out on a date, I will make sure to take a picture and show you guys, because that would mean I succeeded in asking someone out. And even if they don't like me on the first date and it goes wrong and it's horrible and it's the worst date I ever had, it's worth a memory, you know, because it would be the first girl I've asked out in person that said yes. If she says no, it's worth the experience, and it makes things awkward, yes, but awkwardness doesn't last. The awkward feeling goes away over time, and yeah, it feels awkward, you know, oh my god, I can't believe I asked someone out, they have a boyfriend, their boyfriend probably wouldn't like this, yada yada yada, you know, they're gonna think weirdly and think I'm attracted to them all the time, so now they'll always be careful with the way they talk to me, try not to allude to things and stuff like that, and they'll probably not talk to me about certain things and stuff like that. Who cares? She's not on my shift. Yes, I'm switching my MET day to Tuesday, which frees up my Sunday, but at the same time, she works Sundays, so it doesn't really matter. Unless she's donut. If she's donut shift, she works from Monday to like Friday. And that would leave Sunday open. But I don't think she does, because I don't see her on Thursdays and Fridays. So occasionally I see her, very rarely on Thursdays, but that's usually during MET days or MET weeks. So anyways, I'm going to ask her out. I'm really nervous about it. I think she's going to say no, but, you know, it's worth the experience. And if she says yes, I mean, that's the best case scenario. And we go somewhere like a cider mill, or we go to an adult arcade, dinner and a movie. I already have a restaurant picked out if we were to go to a restaurant. And it's kind of funny. I'm going to make the joke maybe eventually if she's cool, but the restaurant's called BJ's, and I know it's funny. I probably shouldn't say that because YouTube will flag me or something, but yeah, the restaurant's called BJ's, and it's really good. They have bazookies, and it's really yummy. It's expensive, but still worth it. I would take a girl there, obviously. But a cider mill is the one that I really think I want to do the most. If she doesn't like cider mills, that's fine. I don't care. We go somewhere else. And that's the only if that's the only thing she turns down is because of the cider mill. I got more in my reservoir. So we'll see. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here because it's gone way overboard and I got emotional and shit like that. And I'm not really looking forward to uploading this book mail video. It was a book mail video. But yeah, I guess I needed to talk to y'all and get some stuff off my chest. So there we go. Have a great day. Have a spooky night. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out. Go Lion!
Some D-E-S-S-E-R-T. Yeah, dude, I need me a T-R-E-A-T.
What you guys talking about?
Yeah, why did you guys just spell dessert?
No, shut up! Don't say it!
Why?
Oh god, how do we tell you this?
Simon can't spell.